Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. Newbornkilik, what are your opinions on this? Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you want a little bit more of it? Well, stay tuned for what I would call opinions. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity was something that I met kind of very sour sweetly, I guess you could say. If I did not know that this was a Hyrule Warriors game, I would have been pretty disappointed in my opinion. Think about it, it's been months since we've got any Breath of the Wild 2 news, and really all we had was that one tiny little snippet, just a little drop, just the tiniest little drop of Breath of the Wild news. It's in development, of course, it's gonna be a while. That happens. I'm okay with that, but no news for a long time. All of a sudden, I see a trailer for a game that looks very similar. What's going on here? Is this more Breath of the Wild news? A mainline Zelda game? It's not, but I knew that going in, and that's perfectly fine. I did want to make this video yesterday, but I was streaming over on twitch.tv/newbornkilik. Come on by, have a great time. It's fun, trust me. I'm just gonna cut to the chase on this. This is not gonna be a long video. At first, I was a bit disappointed, but the more I really think about it, I'm kind of hyped for this game, actually. I've never really been a fan of the Dynasty Warriors series or Hyrule Warriors, basically by the same people, same, 1 vs 1000 style of gameplay. When you think about the events that happened, the Great Calamity, 100 years before Breath of the Wild, how do you tell that story through a game narrative? Hyrule Warriors is the perfect template for that, and plus, for the first time ever, Hyrule Warriors is actually canon, at least we can assume that it's canon, considering they said it takes place 100 years before, so that sounds like canon to me. The events of the Great Calamity were not exactly shrouded in mystery, but it can be very difficult to sympathize with these sorts of things. Anything that we didn't see for ourselves, how exactly bad was this war? Just by the trailer, and the fact that now this game is canon, 1 vs 1000, we can see that these valiant warriors were incredible, okay? And the fact this is canon now. This is canon. That's important to remember. Link's out here slaying hundreds of moblins. Why can't he do that in the future? That's complicated in that right, but different style of gameplays, you gotta give a little bit of leeway. Not to mention the myriad of new theories that'll come out of this as to why Link is so god dang powerful in this game, and yet after 100 years of regeneration, well, he is resorting to fighting with sticks. In my opinion, the timeline could use something kind of crazy like this. I mean, we have Majora's Mask, which is basically, I don't want to say the black sheep of the timeline, but kind of like a game that just kind of doesn't really fit anywhere. I mean, it does fit in the timeline, it has an official placement, but it's not really in Hyrule, so what does it matter? Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity in the timeline is kind of like throwing a wrench to the whole thing, and it's very crazy, but who knows exactly what it's going to do as far as Zelda theories in the future. I'm gonna be here doing them one way or the other. The idea of being able to play as all these different characters is very exciting to me. Honestly, I would like to see it in a mainline Zelda game. I understand that may not happen, that's fine. But this is kind of a good middle ground as far as, how do you express this massive, huge, crazy war and lead into the events of Breath of the Wild? At the end of the day, this game is made by a completely different company than the people that are making Breath of the Wild. So if you're on the fence of whether you would rather have this or Breath of the Wild, you get both. There's no this or that, you have both, and one is not slowing down the other. It's just Zelda content, okay? It doesn't matter if it's 1 vs 1000 or if you're on an adventure, this is Zelda, okay? Now that's good enough for me. Of course I had to think about it, had to kind of come around to the idea, but when you inject a little bit of logic into the situation, it's pretty awesome in my opinion. Anyway, I'm gonna keep my word and say that this has been a short video here. I don't want to get too much into this trailer right now. Maybe we can do another video if you want to see a breakdown of the trailer. Again, at the end of the day, I am pretty dang excited for this game, and I'm even more excited for the fact that it is canon. I love that. Thank you so much to my patrons and channel members. Of course, I do appreciate it, but it is not required. Be sure to check me out on Twitch at twitch.tv/newbornkilik. Anyway, I'm Newbornkilik, and I will see you in the next one. I'm out.